With spring showers in the forecast, now's the best time to buy a new set of tires from Avery Tire Pros in Newland. From April 13th through May 10th, get a $70 reward card after submission when you buy any set of 4 new Michelin passenger or light truck tires. At Tire Pros, everything rotates around you. So get peace of mind and sunny skies by visiting your locally owned Avery Tire Pros in Newland or online at averytirepros.com.
Welcome to another edition of the Superintendent Spotlight on Education in the Avery County Schools. With me today is Mr. Ken Townsend. Ken, how are you?
I'm doing well today, thank you.
Ken is our Director of Personnel, Chief Personnel Director, whatever you want to call him. He deals with all the personnel issues, and Ken, that can be a variety, can it?
Certainly can, certainly can.
And I guess of any department we have, your rules change as much as any group that we have.
We certainly have to stay abreast because every time that we have legislatures that come together in Raleigh, we have some changes, and that's okay, but we really need to stay abreast of those. So that's important, and they do a good job of keeping us up on all the changes that come down each year.
Now, as far as keeping up with information, talk to us about what you do to try to keep up with all the rule changes, the legislative changes, and just everyday changes that impact our operation.
Well, first of all, there's a couple conferences that are extremely important. That's the personnel conference each year. We typically have one in the fall and one in the spring. We get a lot of information out of both of those because we're approaching a new calendar year, and then the next one in the fall, we're in that year. And so those are the ways that we keep abreast of everything going on. Plus, we actually have local personnel meetings which occur once a month, and when I say local, within our region. And so we'll travel to those and stay abreast. Oftentimes we'll have folks from DPI, Department of Public Instruction, and other places that will come speak to us. So that, as well as email, is an important way to keep abreast of all the changes and document everything that's going on.
And you don't get any emails, do you?
Probably not as many as you, but I get plenty.
We get a lot of them,
we
don't
do.
we? There's no doubt that email has changed the way we communicate.
Certainly has, no question.
Now, talk to us a little bit about positions in a school system. Most people, when they're thinking about Avery County schools, they probably think about teacher positions.
Correct.
But what are some other positions out there that we try to recruit for and we post that people might be interested in or watching our show?
Well, it takes a large number of folks to make a school system operate and operate efficiently. One of the areas that we struggle oftentimes is finding bus drivers.
Yes.
That's a position that's challenging. It's first thing early in the morning, and then it breaks your day up. You have some time off during the day, and then pick back up in the afternoon. So we appreciate what those folks do, but oftentimes we struggle to get those bus drivers. We have cafeteria positions, custodial positions. We have office support positions, maintenance positions. So we have a wide variety. Really just about anything that you would think of in a normal workplace, we're going to have some positions. Turnover varies, and with us being somewhat of a smaller system, we may not have as many, of course, as a larger system would have, but we do have those.
Now, what are the advantages of working for the Avery County Schools?
Well, when you work for Avery County Schools, I really get a family feel. And we're small enough that we know most of all of our folks. Have a great superintendent to work for.
We'll write that down.
We have a very caring board who is very dedicated to our employees as well as our children. And we just have a great staff to work with all across the board. Hey, we're here in the mountains. You couldn't live in a more beautiful place than the mountains. We have great kids and great parents. So with that, I don't know why you would want to work anywhere else except Avery County.
Now, talk about benefits. If you're employed in the school system and it's a full-time position, what kind of benefits can you anticipate receiving?
Well, first and foremost, health insurance, and there's a couple options there, but one option is certainly the system pays for that. That's free. With that, our system supplies dental insurance also. We have a life insurance policy that comes with that. Not only that, you will earn sick time, that if you're sick or a child is sick, that you can take that time off. And we also earn vacation days. So those are just kind of a nutshell type things. Plus, you pay into retirement if you're a full-time position. And we won't get into all the details on that, but after a certain number of years and you reach a certain age, then you would be able to draw a monthly retirement from the state.
And the good part about our retirement, it is a benefit package in which you're paid for the rest of your life,
Yes,
even
sir.
if you have not put in that much money.
Yes, sir. That's wonderful, and the way that's set up, that is exactly right. That's the way that works.
So if you're looking for a job in the Avery County Schools, you're interested in applying, Ken, what do they need to do?
First and foremost, they would need to go to our website, and then when you get to our website, www.averyschools.net, go under employment. There you will find employment opportunities. That will let you know that we have these positions that we're posting. We try to post at least for 2 weeks if at all possible. Certainly try to run that over a weekend. And with that, it will give you the application process right down on another link that you can put in an application with DPI. Contact Kathy Benfield or myself. Kathy works in our office, and she's a great employee.
Yes, she is.
We can go in and pull that application down, and then from that standpoint, what will happen is we will have an interview committee for the particular position that we're interviewing for. Interview committee will sit down and screen those applicants and determine who we're going to interview.
Now, what can you say to someone out there maybe to help us recruit a bus driver too?
Well,
I mean, you talked about the fact that it starts early, sometimes as early as 5:30, and it ends late, sometimes late as 6 o'clock, and you have the middle of the day. But what are some reasons a person might want to drive a bus for us?
Well, we do have some routes that are full-time routes. They're very, very limited, and it takes a while to ever work into one of those. But with that, we also offer a supplement to our bus drivers if they actually go through the calendar month without missing a day. There's a $125 bonus there that they would get each month. Also with that, we've started paying mileage. So that's another benefit that we feel that is really attracting for our folks. And so many systems really, from what I understand, really don't take that extra step like we're doing with the bonus and the mileage and those kind of things.
So bus drivers are so important to us because, number one, they're many times the first adult a child sees, and second, they're responsible for safely getting our children to and from school. Very important group of people.
That's exactly right. I mean, when you think about it, I have driven a bus some in my past. Huge responsibility there. Being aware of the oncoming traffic, making sure everyone's stopping, making sure you count heads as the students go across the road. So it's an extremely important position.
Hard to fill teaching positions. What's the most difficult positions for us as a school system to fill?
Well, pretty much as in the past. Middle school math, science, high school math, science are those positions. However, I do have a concern. I'm starting to see a trend that we're not getting as many students going into teaching as we have in the past.
Exactly.
And that is a real concern. Some of my colleagues have even traveled out of state this year. First time I remember in 4 years that folks have talked about traveling out of state to recruit. So that is a concern to me as we move forward. In the past, we've had a fair number of applicants that we can screen from and be able to pick the best person. However, I see those applications going down. As a matter of fact, if there's anyone watching today that has a science degree,
a math degree,
various things that we could be looking at as we move forward. But those science and math positions are always difficult to fill, and sometimes the specialty areas of CTE, career and technical education are difficult to fill. So those are the primary ones that we always are out searching for.
Someone's interested in being a teacher. Maybe they have a degree, but they've never used that degree, but say, well, I believe I would like to try teaching. What do they need to do to check on their next steps for that?
Well, certainly one of the things that we can do is we can put them in touch with the right folks. DPI has a licensure section that they have a website there that we'll walk through as far as a lateral entry program that once a person is hired and with a particular background, they'll be able to work through and get a license. I'm always willing to help folks, point them in the right direction and help them however I can. But, teaching is such an honorable profession. You touch lives, and sometimes you don't realize the lives you're touching until years down the road. As a matter of fact, you had sent me a little note, that email where someone had responded in a similar situation just most recently about what a difference a teacher had made in a student's life. And so you're impacting lives every day, and hopefully in a positive way. And so that's just a very honorable profession.
And you're exactly right. You don't know the impact you've had till maybe many, many years after you've had that student.
That's correct.
But again, Ken, talking to our audience, and I'm sure a couple of questions they might have is, well, if I come to work for the school system or a state agency, how long have I got to work to retire? What do those retirement benefits look like? Why should I spend X number of years in a school system?
Well, health insurance is huge. We
Yes.
all know that. And if you spend the right number of years with the system, of course, after you retired, your insurance is taken care of.
And that is big.
That is
really
very
big.
big, but also you had mentioned earlier, a check that you may draw for the rest of your life. A lot of that is based, of course, on your last 4 years of salary. There's some figures that go into that also, the number of years that you have worked. In order to receive full retirement in North Carolina, it is 25 years at age 60, a full 30 years, or 60 with 10 years. And of course, that's going to be a reduced benefit per
Right.
se when it all figures into the formula.
So questions you might have, Ken Townsend's the person to talk to. And again, you mentioned Kathy Benfield, what a wonderful person and just a great source of information
No
in
question.
our personnel
No
department.
question.
And Ken, we appreciate what you do. It is an honor to work with you.
Thank you, sir. Same here.
With spring showers in the forecast, now's the best time to buy a new set of tires from Avery Tire Pros in Newland. From April 13th through May 10th, get a $70 reward card after submission when you buy any set of 4 new Michelin passenger or light truck tires. At Tire Pros, everything rotates around you. So get peace of mind and sunny skies by visiting your locally owned Avery Tire Pros in Newland or online at averytirepros.com.